Nick Robertson's Leafs contract drama ends. Arbitration avoided. Dallas Stars youth hockey exposed. Imagine the tension as the clock ticks down on Nick Robertson's long weekend. The restricted free agent finds himself in a high-stakes game of contract negotiations with the Toronto Maple Leafs. With a season filled with drama, including whispers of a trade request, Robertson is now at a critical juncture. Seal a deal with the Leafs or face an arbitration hearing on Sunday. This isn't just any hearing. It's a rare occurrence where a player actually proceeds to the arbitration stage. But here's where it gets controversial. Robertson's hearing is one of the last on the schedule, and the Leafs made their qualifying offer a full month ago. You'd think they'd have more than enough time to hammer out a deal, right? But as of now, there's just a day left before the arbitrator steps in to decide his fate, likely for a 1 or 2 year term. So what gives? Why the stalemate? And this is the part most people miss. The power dynamics at play here. The Leafs have the upper hand, but Robertson has leverage too. It's a delicate dance, and the outcome could set a precedent for future negotiations. But for now, we're left in the dark, waiting for the final act. In the meantime, let's enjoy some highlight reels of Leafs prospects. Ever seen a player like Victor Johansson in action? He's a force to be reckoned with, retrieving the puck, eluding defenders, and scoring with precision. It's a sight to behold. But let's not forget the bigger picture. How did the Leafs fare in this year's draft? And speaking of controversies, have you heard about the Dallas Stars and their monopoly on youth hockey in Texas? It's a story of power, control, and the cold hard truth about who really holds the ice. Lisa Bry, the newly elected president of the Frisco Ice Hockey Association, found herself on the receiving end of a thinly veiled threat from a Stars executive. "Let me remind you where you get your ice from," he said, a chilling reminder of who's really in charge. The Stars have spent decades turning community ice rinks into profit centers, controlling the pathways for young players to advance. It's a stark reminder that in the world of hockey, ice is power. So as you enjoy your long weekend, ponder this. How far should a team go to maintain control? And what does it mean for the future of the sport? The next FTB will be on Tuesday, unless something very unexpected happens. Until then, keep the conversation going. What do you think about Robertson's situation? And how do you feel about the Dallas Stars' influence on youth hockey? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Nick Robertson signs 1-year deal with Maple Leafs. What's next? Breaking news! The Toronto Maple Leafs and restricted free agent Nick Robertson have agreed to a 1-year deal worth $1.825 million, narrowly avoiding an arbitration hearing that was set to take place on August 3rd. But here's where it gets interesting. This new contract could be a make-or-break moment for Robertson's future with the team. The 23-year-old winger has been a tantalizing prospect for the Leafs since being drafted in the second round back in 2019. Despite his undersized frame, Robertson has consistently shown a knack for scoring goals, including a career-best 15 goals in 69 games last season. However, he struggled to carve out a more established role with the team, often finding himself scratched from the lineup in favor of other players. So, what's next for Robertson? With the Leafs currently carrying 14 forwards, including off-season acquisitions Matias Michelli, Nicholas Roy, Dakota Joshua, and Michael Pezzetta, the competition for minutes and opportunities will be fierce. Not to mention the possibility of 2023 first-round pick Easton Cowan pushing for a spot on the roster during training camp. It's a crowded field, and Robertson will need to prove himself all over again if he wants to stick with the team. But here's the thing, the Leafs have been reluctant to part with Robertson, and for good reason. Despite his limited playing time, he's shown an impressive ability to put the puck in the net, with only 19 players from the 2019 NHL draft having scored more career NHL goals. That's a tantalizing prospect for a team looking to build for the future. Of course, the next hurdle for Robertson will be establishing himself as an everyday player who can be trusted to handle the highest leverage situations. That means earning the coach's trust with more disciplined play and better puck decisions. so that he can be in position to utilize his biggest weapon, his shot, in games that really matter. So can Robertson rise to the challenge and cement his place in the Leafs lineup? Or will he find himself on the outside looking in, a casualty of the team's crowded roster? One thing's for sure. This season will be a defining moment in Robertson's career, and we can't wait to see how it all plays out. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Robertson has what it takes to make it with the Leafs? Or is it time for him to move on? Nick Robertson signs one-year deal with Toronto Maple Leafs, NHL News. In a significant move for both the player and the team, Nick Robertson has officially signed a one-year contract valued at $1.825 million with the Toronto Maple Leafs, successfully sidestepping the looming arbitration hearing. This agreement, reached on Saturday, marks a pivotal moment for the 23-year-old forward, who showcased his potential last season by accumulating 22 points, which included a personal best of 15 goals in the NHL. Additionally, during the intense atmosphere of the Stanley Cup playoffs, he contributed with 2 points, 1 goal, and 1 assist over the course of 3 games. What makes this situation particularly noteworthy is that Robertson was the only restricted free agent among the 11 players who had filed for salary arbitration and had yet to secure a contract. The specifics regarding the date of his arbitration hearing were not disclosed, adding an element of uncertainty to the negotiations. Drafted by the Maple Leafs in the second round as the 53rd overall pick during the 2019 NHL Draft, Robertson has made his mark in the league with a total of 56 points, comprising 32 goals and 24 assists across 156 regular season games. Furthermore, he has also made his presence felt in the playoffs, recording 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist in 13 playoff appearances. But here's where it gets controversial. Some fans and analysts might question whether this contract reflects the true value of Robertson's contributions, or if it merely serves as a placeholder until he can prove himself further. What do you think? Is this contract a fair assessment of his abilities, or should the Maple Leafs have invested more in their promising young talent? Share your thoughts in the comments.